We're here in southeast Missouri, where I usually take students on a field trip for petrology, upper level petrology. And due to COVID, I'm making this into a virtual field trip, so we're shooting videos here on the outcrops and let the students puzzle it out. One of my favorites of all time of this field trip is this particular area, which is the site of a large reservoir on top of the hill right would be behind you. That is a water reservoir that broke in 2005, and it caused a debris flow, a landslide, basically all the water and the rocks rushing down the hillside and scouring out this whole valley. This is not a natural valley. So what we are standing on although is we are standing on these Precambrian rocks. So Precambrian granite and rhyolites. And in the Cambrian, 700 million years later, these were exposed at the surface, and the grayish, rusty-looking rocks that you see are dolomitic sandstones that cover the topography. So granites from the Precambrian, around 1300 million years old, are exposed at the surface, and they're exposed in an area where dolomitic sandstones are deposited, and it's very close to the coast, and we will see why and how. So the finely bedded laminated sandstones overlying this hummocky surface, and that's why you see a lot of these greenish layers are kind of wavy, right? They're smoothing out an existing bouldery surface. And if you go a little bit further up, there's then a layer that is eating into these finely laminated sandstones. It's scouring out new topography into the sandstone, into the shaly bit. And the top, you might see, is very distinct color. It's red. It's rusty red. And it actually consists of little pebbles that have massive boulders in them. And the biggest boulders over there, for example, they're kind of the size of a small car. And the important thing to note is that the biggest boulders are on top of the unit. The smallest pebbles are at the base. And this kind of reverse grading, reverse grain size with the largest boulders on top, you get only when you have a debris flow. This is not deposited by a river. This is actually a landslide that happened 520 million years ago in the Cambrian. And on top of that, if you go down, if you sweep down into the valley that is the modern day valley, you see the modern day man-made debris flow sitting on top of the Cambrian 520 million year old debris flow. And I think that's just cool. The other thing here is this was a beach. This is sediment deposited in a marine environment, and it's overrun, it's overlain by a debris flow that can only happen at the surface above water. So this was a beach with a pretty high topography backcountry, and a landslide rushed over the sea sediments. That's all I have today.